Let me ask you something. What did you have for breakfast this morning? A slice of toast with butter? A bowl of cereal, maybe? Or did you skip it altogether, figuring you'd eat something later? Now here's the real question. Do you know what that breakfast did to your body? Because chances are, if you're over 55, your breakfast is doing a lot more than just filling your stomach. It could be hurting your memory, raising your blood sugar, or even making your joints ache, all before lunchtime. And here's the scary part, most seniors don't even realize it. You see, what we eat in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. And yet, many of the most common breakfast choices we've relied on for years, the ones we've grown up with, the ones we think are safe, are actually working against our health as we age. Yes, even the ones you think are healthy. So today, we're getting very honest. We're going to talk about 4 popular breakfast foods that seniors should never eat, and the science behind why. More importantly, we'll reveal 4 must-have foods that can support your brain, bones, blood sugar, and energy in the morning, and help you feel more like yourself again. Because here's the truth. A good breakfast isn't just about eating something. It's about eating the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, especially after age 55. Why this topic matters more than ever. If you're like most older adults, breakfast has become a habit. You wake up, go to the kitchen, and grab whatever's familiar. Maybe it's something quick, maybe it's something sweet, maybe it's just a cup of coffee and a sigh. But over time, these small morning decisions can quietly chip away at your health. Not with a bang, but with a slow, subtle drag. That little bagel might spike your blood sugar and leave you foggy-headed by 10 a.m. That heart-healthy cereal might actually be causing inflammation in your joints. That yogurt cup might have more sugar than a can of soda. You don't feel the effects immediately, but give it a few weeks, a few months, and suddenly you're more tired. More stiff. More forgetful. More dependent. But it doesn't have to be this way. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. You haven't missed your chance. Your body is still listening. And what you eat in the morning is one of the most powerful signals you can send it. Now let's bust a myth. You've probably heard this one. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And sure, it can be. But here's the part nobody tells you. It's also the most dangerous meal of the day for seniors, if done wrong. Why? Because your metabolism after age 55 is very different from what it was at 35 or even 45. You don't process sugar the same. You don't store nutrients the same. Your hunger hormones are different. And your muscle mass is declining every year, unless you actively work to preserve it. That means a poor breakfast isn't just a missed opportunity. It can actively accelerate aging. It can spike insulin and worsen type 2 diabetes. Increase belly fat and slow metabolism. Trigger inflammation that leads to arthritis and memory problems. Strip away essential nutrients your body desperately needs. And yet, we're still reaching for toast, juice, cereal, or even skipping breakfast entirely, because that's what we've always done. Because nobody warned us that senior bodies need senior nutrition. Until now. Here's what we're really talking about. This isn't about dieting. It's not about counting calories or giving up the foods you love. It's about understanding what breakfast does in your body now, and how you can make smarter, simpler choices to protect your independence, your energy, and your mind. It's about replacing silent sabotage with supportive nutrition. It's about choosing foods that support healthy aging, instead of foods that speed up decline. And it all starts with knowing the truth about your breakfast plate. Because some of the foods you think are safe, are quietly setting you back. And a few small swaps could make all the difference. A quick story to bring this home. Let me tell you about Helen. She's 73 years old, lives on her own, and prides herself on being independent. For years, Helen started her day with orange juice, toast, and low-fat yogurt. She thought she was doing everything right. That's what her doctor told her decades ago. But slowly, things started to change. She was waking up groggy. Her knees ached by mid-morning. She found herself snapping at her grandkids more often, not because she meant to, but because her nerves were frayed. She blamed aging. She blamed the weather. She even blamed her mattress. But the truth? Her breakfast was robbing her of her resilience. After working with a senior nutritionist and changing just a few foods in the morning, Helen started feeling better in just 2 weeks. More energy. Fewer blood sugar crashes. Clearer head. Better mood. And she didn't go on a crazy diet. She didn't count a single calorie. She just ate differently, smarter. And she started with breakfast. So here's what you can expect in this video. We're going to walk through 4 breakfast foods that seniors should avoid at all costs. And then, we'll share 4 breakfast superfoods that can fuel your brain, support your joints, protect your heart, and keep your energy steady all morning long. For each one, we'll explain the science, in plain language. The symptoms you may already be feeling. Simple swaps you can make without flipping your life upside down. Because our mission at Health Matters is clear. To help you age well, not just live longer, but live better. With clarity, confidence, and control. And that starts with the very first thing you put in your mouth every day. So take a deep breath. Let go of guilt or fear or frustration. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing foods that love you back. Are you ready? Let's take a look at the 4 breakfast foods seniors should never eat, and the 4 you absolutely should. Let's get started. If breakfast is the fuel that starts your day, then choosing the wrong fuel can have some serious consequences, especially after age 55. Let's talk about why this truly matters for older adults. Because for seniors, breakfast isn't just about managing hunger. It's about managing chronic conditions, energy levels, mobility, memory, digestion, and independence. And the scary part is, most seniors are unintentionally making things worse every single morning. The senior body is different. After age 55, your body isn't just older, it's different. Your hormones change. Your muscles shrink. Your bones thin. You don't absorb vitamins and minerals the same way. Your blood sugar regulation becomes more sensitive. And your immune system works a little harder to keep up. This isn't your fault. This is biology. But it is your responsibility to adapt. Let's look at some key changes happening in the senior body. 1. Blood sugar becomes a balancing act. As we age, insulin resistance becomes more common. Your cells aren't as responsive to insulin, which means more sugar stays in your bloodstream longer. This can lead to brain fog in the mid-morning hours, energy crashes after breakfast, increased fat storage, especially around the belly, a higher risk of type 2 diabetes and its complications. Many typical breakfast foods, like muffins, cereal, white toast, or fruit juice, send blood sugar skyrocketing. This leads to that high-then-crash cycle that makes so many seniors feel tired, cranky, or forgetful before noon. 2. Muscle mass declines fast. Muscle isn't just about strength. It helps regulate blood sugar, burn fat, support balance, and prevent falls. But here's the harsh truth. After age 60, the average person loses up to 3% of their muscle mass every year. And if you're not getting enough protein in the morning, or worse, relying on empty carbs, you're starting your day in the red. Less muscle equals slower metabolism, higher fall risk, longer recovery time after injury. This is one reason why seniors often feel weaker year after year. But the fix? It can begin with breakfast. 3. Inflammation is a silent saboteur. You might not see it. You might not even feel it right away. But chronic, low-grade inflammation is one of the leading causes of joint pain, heart disease, cognitive decline, diabetes, certain cancers. And yes, your breakfast can either feed that fire, or help put it out. Foods high in added sugar, refined carbs, and certain oils, often found in common breakfast items, trigger inflammation. On the other hand, specific nutrients like omega-3s, antioxidants, magnesium, and fiber have been shown to lower inflammation and reduce pain, swelling, and even depression in seniors. 4. Nutrient deficiency is more common than you think. By age 65, Nearly half of all adults are low in one or more essential nutrients. Common deficiencies include vitamin B12, vital for nerves and brain function; calcium, for bone strength; magnesium, for heart, sleep, and digestion; fiber, for regularity and gut health; protein, for muscles and immunity. Many seniors eat less than they used to. They may skip breakfast, eat the same processed foods every day, or rely on convenience items. The result? Malnutrition in plain sight. No dramatic symptoms at first, just more fatigue, more memory slips, more brittle nails, more muscle loss, more bad days. And it starts to feel like just aging. But it's not. Often, it's your breakfast failing you. Puzzle piece how this shows up in real life. Let's take a look at what this actually means for your daily routine. Here are some very real, very relatable signs that your breakfast habits may be undermining your health. Fatigue before lunch. You start the morning okay, but by 10:30 or 11 a.m., you feel drained. Maybe you need a second coffee. Or a nap. Or a sugary snack. This is often due to unstable blood sugar, triggered by high-carb breakfasts and a lack of protein and fiber. Morning brain fog. You keep forgetting where you put your keys. Or you struggle to focus on a book or crossword puzzle. Maybe conversation starts slipping through the cracks. Cognitive function is heavily tied to glucose regulation, inflammation, and nutrient levels. Breakfast can be a key player in protecting or damaging your brain health. Aches and pains that flare up. Your knees feel stiff. Your hands are sore. Your lower back is throbbing before you even leave the house. Some breakfast foods worsen inflammation, contributing to joint pain and stiffness. Many seniors don't realize that what they eat in the morning can affect how their joints feel all day. Mood swings and irritability. You feel more anxious than usual. Or snap at a loved one over something small. You might even feel a little sad without knowing why. Your gut and your brain are deeply connected. Low blood sugar, nutrient deficiencies, and poor gut health from inflammatory foods can disrupt your mood and emotions. Digestive trouble. Constipation, bloating, or acid reflux right after breakfast. You're not alone. Most common senior breakfasts lack fiber, probiotics, or healthy fats, key ingredients for smooth digestion. Instead, they're often high in sugar, dairy, or ultra-processed grains that slow things down. Falling or feeling unsteady. Balance issues and minor falls are often brushed off, but they're a serious risk. Weak muscles, poor hydration, and skipped meals all increase fall risk. A breakfast that's low in protein and minerals won't support the strength and alertness needed for stability. Why the usual breakfast doesn't work anymore. For decades, you were told to eat low-fat, high-carb, light breakfasts. You followed the food pyramid. You bought fat-free yogurt. You skipped eggs and butter. But here's the thing. That advice wasn't made for seniors. It was made for the general population, most of whom are younger, more active, and not dealing with chronic health concerns. Now, your body has different needs. And the typical American breakfast, toast, cereal, orange juice, is exactly what your body doesn't need. That kind of meal spikes blood sugar, provides almost no protein, and triggers inflammation. And yet, it's still what most older adults reach for. It's time to shift that. What's at stake? Your independence. This isn't just about feeling good for a few hours. It's about protecting your mobility, supporting your brain health, preserving your energy, managing your chronic conditions, maintaining your independence. Because once you start skipping meals, eating nutrient-poor food, or letting fatigue and memory loss creep in, you may slowly become more dependent on others. That's what we want to prevent. And the best part? You can start reversing this trend with a few simple shifts, starting at breakfast. The science is clear. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Gerontology and Geriatrics found that higher protein intake in the morning significantly improved muscle retention in older adults. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that whole food breakfasts rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats improved glucose control throughout the day in people over 60. The Framingham Heart Study found that seniors who consumed a high-sugar breakfast were more likely to experience cognitive decline over time. So yes, science backs this up. But more importantly, your body does too. Small choices, big impact. Think of breakfast as your first daily investment in your health. It sets the tone for your choices, your energy, your digestion, and your mindset. Each morning, you have the chance to fuel your muscles, feed your brain, stabilize your mood, reduce pain, protect your independence. Or not. It's not about guilt. It's about power. And you still have the power to make a difference, no matter your age. So when we say breakfast matters, we mean it. Not in a trendy way. Not in a you should go keto way. Not in a guilt-inducing way. We mean that breakfast matters because you matter. Because how you feel at 8 a.m. can determine what you're able to do by 3 p.m. Because the nutrients, or lack of them, you give your body in the morning can influence your health years from now. And if you've been feeling off, more tired, more forgetful, more achy, you may not need a pill. You may just need a better breakfast. In the next section, we're going to dive deep into the 4 worst breakfast foods for seniors, and what they're doing to your body, even if they seem harmless. Then, we'll introduce 4 breakfast staples you must start eating to feel more energized, clear-headed, and in control again. Now that we understand why breakfast matters so much for senior health, let's break down the specific foods you need to watch out for, and the ones your body will thank you for every morning. These aren't random picks. They're based on research, clinical studies, and real-world experience with older adults. Let's start with the foods that are silently hurting your mornings. 4 breakfast foods seniors should never eat. 1. Sugary breakfast cereals. Frosted Flakes, Honey Clusters, Fruit Loops, even healthy-looking granola. Why it's bad. Many cereals marketed as heart-healthy or whole grain are loaded with added sugars and refined carbs. For seniors, this means unstable blood sugar, increased inflammation, and a roller coaster of energy crashes. Did you know? Some healthy granola brands contain over 20 g of sugar per serving. That's more than a candy bar. Health risks. Blood sugar spikes and crashes. Increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Brain fog by mid-morning. Joint inflammation. Accelerated aging from glycation, sugar damaging your cells. Swap with steel-cut oats with cinnamon, ground flaxseed, and a few berries. Plain Greek yogurt with walnuts and a sprinkle of cinnamon. 2. Fruit juice. Orange juice, apple juice, green juice blends. Why it's bad. Fruit juice sounds healthy, but for seniors, it's basically liquid sugar without the fiber. Even 100% juice spikes your blood sugar faster than soda. And without fiber, your body absorbs the sugar too quickly. Did you know? An 8-ounce glass of orange juice has more sugar than 3 glazed donuts. Health risks. Rapid blood sugar spikes. Energy crashes and fatigue. Increased risk of insulin resistance. Promotes fat storage around the liver and belly. Swap with whole fruit like a sliced apple with almond butter. Water infused with lemon or berries for flavor without the sugar spike. 3. White toast and butter, or jam. White bread, margarine, jelly spreads. Why it's bad. White bread is a refined carbohydrate with almost no fiber or nutrition. Margarine often contains trans fats, which are banned in many countries but still sneak into some products. Jam? That's just concentrated sugar. Health risks. Causes inflammation in joints and arteries. Increases LDL, bad, cholesterol. Weakens immune response. Promotes insulin resistance. Offers zero satiety, leaving you hungry again in an hour. Swap with sprouted grain toast with avocado. Whole grain toast with a poached egg. 4. Flavored yogurt in breakfast bars. Strawberry yogurt, granola bars, protein bars, parfaits. Why it's bad. These seem convenient, but they're often highly processed and full of hidden sugars. Even the low-fat options are sneaky, they replace fat with sugar and starch. Did you know? Most fruit-flavored yogurts have as much sugar as a can of soda. And breakfast bars labeled high protein often contain more sugar than protein. Health risks. Contributes to weight gain and abdominal fat. Worsens inflammation in the brain and joints. Disrupts gut bacteria. Causes blood sugar spikes, followed by cravings. Swap with plain Greek yogurt with cinnamon and chopped nuts. Boiled eggs and a handful of berries for protein plus fiber combo. These foods may seem harmless, but over time, they chip away at your energy, your focus, your heart health, and your independence. And unfortunately, these are often the very foods seniors eat out of habit, convenience, or misleading packaging. But don't worry, it's not about restriction. It's about upgrading your breakfast with foods that work with your body, not against it. Let's take a look at the 4 breakfast foods you absolutely must include. 4 breakfast foods seniors must eat. 1. Eggs, especially with veggies. Why it's great. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of protein and contain essential nutrients like choline, important for memory. Vitamin D, supports bones and mood. B vitamins, for energy and nerve health. They help stabilize blood sugar, reduce hunger later in the day, and support muscle retention. Science says. A study in seniors showed that eating eggs for breakfast improved satiety and reduced caloric intake for the entire day. Health benefits. Helps preserve lean muscle. Supports brain function. Fights fatigue. Promotes healthy cholesterol levels, yes, really. Easy ways to eat them. Scrambled with spinach and tomatoes. Hard-boiled with avocado toast. Omelette with mushrooms and feta cheese. 2. Oats, especially steel-cut or rolled. Why it's great. Oats are rich in soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, which helps lower LDL cholesterol. Feed good gut bacteria. Improve blood sugar control. Support regular digestion. Science says. Beta-glucan in oats has been shown to reduce cholesterol by 5 to 10% in just a few weeks. Health benefits. Promotes heart health. Reduces constipation. Stabilizes blood sugar. Supports immune health. Simple additions. Add chia seeds and cinnamon. Top with blueberries and a few walnuts. Cook in almond milk for a creamy base. Caution, avoid instant packets, they're often loaded with sugar. 3. Greek yogurt, plain, unsweetened. Why it's great. Greek yogurt is high in protein, calcium, and probiotics. This combo supports bones, gut health, and immune function, all areas where seniors need extra help. Health benefits. Builds and preserves muscle. Aids digestion and reduces bloating. Strengthens bones. Supports mental clarity through gut-brain health. Easy ideas. Mix with flax seed and cinnamon. Add sliced banana and sunflower seeds. Use as a base for smoothies instead of milk. Tip: look for brands with no added sugar and at least 15 g of protein per serving. 4. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Why they're great. Berries are packed with antioxidants, fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds. They're low in sugar, high in flavor, and easy on digestion. Science says. A Harvard study linked berry consumption to slower cognitive decline in older women. Other research links berries with reduced arthritis pain and better heart health. Health benefits. Protects brain from aging. Fights inflammation. Aids digestion. Lowers blood pressure naturally. Simple ways to use. Sprinkle on oats or yogurt. Blend into a smoothie. Mix with a handful of nuts for a quick snack. These 4 foods are more than just healthy. They're strategic. They're designed to help seniors feel stronger in the morning, think more clearly throughout the day, digest more easily, protect long-term health without extra pills or appointments. Combine them for powerful results. Here's how a senior-friendly breakfast might look. Sample 1, brain and joint support. 2 scrambled eggs with spinach and mushrooms. Half a cup of berries. Green tea or warm lemon water. Sample 2, digestive and muscle support. Steel cut oats with flaxseed, cinnamon, and almonds. Greek yogurt on the side. Water with a magnesium tablet, if needed. Sample 3, anti-inflammatory boost. Greek yogurt bowl with chia, walnuts, and blueberries. Whole grain toast with avocado. Herbal tea or black coffee, unsweetened. Like the video if it helped. Share it with someone who needs it. And comment below with your next step. Because better mornings start with better choices. And better choices start right here. At Health Matters, we're here to help you age wisely, eat well, and live fully. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, and keep making health matter.